How to fix CS2 purple maps and missing textures. Welcome back to Tenabalta. Today, we're diving deep into a perplexing issue that can disrupt your Counter-Strike 2 experience: the dreaded purple maps and missing textures. This visual anomaly, characterized by corrupted environments and unrendered surfaces, often indicates underlying problems ranging from graphics driver inconsistencies and compromised game files to system-level resource conflicts. While your hardware might be perfectly capable of running CS2 at high frame rates, these visual glitches suggest a breakdown in how the game renders its assets or how your system processes graphics data. Our comprehensive guide will walk you through a series of professional, technically rich solutions to restore your game's visual integrity and get you back into the action with crystal-clear graphics. A dark, crimson-toned screen showing a frustrated gamer with a CS2 map partially loaded, but key textures are a glaring, corrupted magenta. An overlaid Windows error dialog, stylized with sharp red borders, reads texture load error. Missing Material VPK 0x0005. A single, flickering light casts eerie shadows. Solution 1. Verify game file integrity via Steam. The most common culprit for missing or corrupted textures is damaged game files. Steam's built-in verification tool scans your local CS2 installation against the latest version on their servers, automatically reacquiring any discrepancies. This ensures all essential assets are present and uncorrupted, often resolving visual glitches related to missing textures or shaders. A frustrated gamer stares at a CS2 screen dominated by large, blocky error textures and purple missing assets. A Steam application pop-up is visible on the desktop, displaying verification failed. One file could not be validated. The room is dimly lit, reflecting the user's disappointment. Solution 2. Perform a clean GPU driver installation using the preparation. Outdated or corrupted graphics drivers are a primary cause of rendering issues like purple maps. Begin by downloading the latest WHQL certified drivers, specifically for your GPU model, from the official NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel website. Additionally, acquire the latest version of Display Driver Uninstaller, a powerful utility designed to completely remove all traces of previous driver installations, paving the way for a pristine setup. A split-screen view. On the left, a cluttered desktop with multiple old driver installers and a system error box stating graphics driver not responding. Code 43 in dark, stark tones. On the right, a bright, organized desktop with the latest and GPU driver installers highlighted, showing a clean path forward with green accents. Solution 3. Execute in safe mode for driver removal. To prevent conflicts during the uninstallation process, boot your Windows system into safe mode. Once in safe mode, launch and select your graphics card manufacturer, NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel. Then choose the Clean and Restart option. This critical step ensures a complete purge of all driver components, including residual files and registry entries that could otherwise interfere with a new installation. The left side displays a Windows Safe Mode desktop, stark and minimal, with the interface showing Uninstall Failed in a red error dialog. The right side shows successfully completing the driver removal in safe mode, indicated by a green progress bar and Operation Completed Successfully message, with the system preparing for a clean restart. Solution 4. Install the latest WHQL graphics drivers. After has successfully cleaned your system and restarted, proceed with installing the fresh graphics drivers you downloaded earlier. Run the installer as an administrator and opt for a custom or clean installation if available, ensuring that all previous user profiles and settings are overwritten. This establishes a stable and optimized driver foundation for your GPU, crucial for accurate game rendering. A modern Windows system error dialog on the left, displaying driver installation failed, DirectX components missing in red text against a dark, cluttered background. On the right, a successful driver installation wizard with green checkmarks, indicating all components installed correctly, set against a bright, organized desktop. Solution 5. Disable automatic driver updates. Windows Update can sometimes override your meticulously installed drivers with older or generic versions, reintroducing issues. Access your system properties, navigate to device installation settings, and choose No to prevent Windows from automatically downloading and installing driver software. Additionally, check your GPU manufacturer's software, e.g., NVIDIA Control Panel, AMD Adrenalin, for similar auto-update toggles and disable them. A Windows settings screen on the left, showing a red automatic updates enabled toggle and a frustrated user. On the right, the same screen with the automatic updates, toggle set to disabled, represented by a green switch and a relieved user. Solution 6. Adjust in-game video settings, texture and shader quality. Within CS2 video settings, navigate to graphics quality options and specifically examine texture quality and shader detail. Temporarily reducing these settings, especially if your VRAM is limited or consistently high, can alleviate strain on your GPU and prevent texture streaming failures. Experiment with medium or low settings to see if the purple maps disappear, then gradually increase them. The left side depicts a CS2 in-game settings menu with texture quality, high and shader detail, very high highlighted in red, with visual artifacts showing in the background gameplay. The right side shows the same menu with these settings lowered to medium or low in green, with the background gameplay now clear and properly rendered. Solution 7. Reset CS2 video settings to default. If extensive tweaking of in-game video settings has led to unexpected visual errors, reverting to the game's default configuration can be highly effective. This action ensures that no custom setting, potentially conflicting with engine rendering, remains active. Navigate to the Video Settings menu and look for a Reset to Default or Apply Defaults option to restore the standard graphics profile. A CS2 in-game menu, left side showing a red corrupted configuration found. Reset recommended pop-up. The right side shows the menu after clicking Reset to Default, with settings restored and a green settings applied successfully notification. Solution 8. Clear shader caches NVIDIA/AMD. Graphics drivers maintain a shader cache to expedite rendering by storing compiled shaders. A corrupted or outdated shader cache can cause visual artifacts. For NVIDIA, you can clear this via the NVIDIA Control Panel under 3D settings. For AMD, this option is typically found within the AMD Adrenalin software. Clearing it forces the game to recompile shaders, often resolving texture issues. On the left, a GPU Control Panel interface, e.g., NVIDIA Control Panel with a red shader cache error, Rebuild required message. On the right, the same interface with a green shader cache cleared successfully notification, indicating a fresh start for shader compilation. Solution 9. Update Windows to the latest version. Ensuring your operating system is fully updated is crucial for game compatibility and performance. Windows updates often include critical security patches, DirectX runtime improvements, and driver stability enhancements that directly impact how games interact with your hardware. Regularly check for and install all available updates to maintain optimal system health. A Windows update screen on the left, displaying a prominent red updates failed to install. Error 0x00070002 with a stalled progress bar. The right side shows a successful Windows update screen with a green "You're up to date" message and a perfectly functional desktop. Solution 10. Update DirectX runtime libraries. CS2 heavily relies on DirectX for its rendering pipeline, so ensuring your DirectX runtime components are current is paramount. While Windows updates generally handle this, manually running the DirectX end-user runtime web installer can fix specific missing or corrupted files. This ensures the game has access to all necessary graphics, APIs, for proper texture and model rendering. A Windows system dialog, left side showing a red DirectX initialization error, component missing against a dark background. The right side displays a green DirectX runtime updated successfully confirmation, with vibrant colors signifying system health. Solution 11. Modify CS2 launch options. Custom launch options in Steam can sometimes resolve or inadvertently create rendering problems. Access CS2 properties in Steam, then navigate to Set Launch Options. Experiment with commands like DX-Level90 to force an older DirectX version, or Vulkan if your GPU supports it, as a different rendering API might bypass the current issue. Remember to remove problematic options if they were previously added. A Steam Library Properties window, left side showing a red warning triangle next to Launch Options, with invalid command found. The right side shows the Launch Options field with a valid command E.g. DX-Level90 entered and a green checkmark indicating a successful configuration. Solution 12. Disable Steam Overlay and other third-party overlays. Overlays from Steam, Discord, GeForce Experience, or other applications can sometimes interfere with game rendering and resource allocation, leading to graphical glitches. Temporarily disable the Steam overlay by right-clicking CS2 in your library, going to Properties, and unchecking Enable the Steam overlay while in-game. Extend this to any other active overlays you might be running. A CS2 gameplay screen, left side shows a distorted, flickering overlay in red tones, causing visual glitches in the game. The right side shows a clean, uninterrupted CS2 gameplay screen after all overlays have been disabled, with crisp, clear graphics. Solution 13. Check background applications and close unnecessary processes. Resource-intensive background applications can compete with CS2 for CPU, RAM, and GPU resources, potentially leading to texture loading delays or outright failures. Open Task Manager, Ctrl+Shift+ESC, navigate to the Processes tab, and identify any non-essential programs consuming significant resources. Close these applications before launching CS2 to ensure the game has maximum system resources available. The left side displays a Windows Task Manager with a long list of processes, many highlighted in red for high CPU/RAM usage, impacting CS2, which is shown with visual errors. The right side shows a streamlined task manager with minimal background processes, allowing CS2 to run smoothly and error-free, indicated by vibrant green system resource graphs. Solution 14. Exclude CS2 from antivirus/firewall scans. Aggressive antivirus or firewall software can sometimes mistakenly identify game files or processes as threats, interfering with their proper loading and execution. Create an exception or exclusion for the entire CS2 installation folder, and it's executable within your antivirus and firewall settings. This ensures the game's files are not inadvertently blocked or quarantined during gameplay. A security software interface, left side showing a red threat detected, CS2 executable quarantined error message. The right side shows the same interface with a green CS2 excluded from scan confirmation, ensuring the game runs without interference. Solution 15. Delete CS2 configuration files. Corrupted or improperly configured game configuration files, such as video, TXT, or config, CFG, can cause rendering issues. Locate your CS2 configuration directory, typically found under Steam/Steamapps, /common/ Counter-Strike Global Offensive /CSGO /CFG, or similar paths. Back up these files and then delete them. The game will generate fresh, default versions upon launch. A File Explorer window, left side showing a CFG folder with a red file corrupted. Config. CFG error pop-up. The right side shows a clean CFG folder where old config files have been deleted, ready for CS2 to generate new, pristine ones upon launch, represented by a bright green folder icon. Solution 16. Reinstall CS2 last resort. If all other troubleshooting steps have failed, a complete reinstallation of Counter-Strike 2 might be necessary. This ensures a completely fresh download of all game assets, eliminating any deeply corrupted files that might have persisted through verification. Uninstall the game via Steam, then manually delete any remaining folders before performing a fresh download and installation. A Steam library screenshot, left side showing a red uninstall failed. Residual files found error with a frustrated gamer. The right side shows CS2 successfully reinstalled and downloading, with a green progress bar and a satisfied gamer anticipating a clean game launch. Solution 17. Monitor GPU VRAM usage for overload. Insufficient or overloaded GPU VRAM can lead to textures failing to load or appearing corrupted. Use monitoring tools like MSI Afterburner or your GPU manufacturer's software to track VRAM usage during gameplay. If it consistently maxes out, consider lowering texture quality, resolution, or other VRAM-intensive settings in CS2 to prevent memory exhaustion and related visual glitches. A dark system monitoring dashboard on the left, showing GPU VRAM usage spiking into the red, accompanied by a flickering, purple CS2 screenshot. On the right, the dashboard shows VRAM usage within healthy green limits, with a crisp, error-free CS2 scene. Solution 18. Test different GPU driver versions. While the latest drivers are usually recommended, sometimes a specific game or system configuration performs better on an older, stable driver version. If the newest WHQL drivers don't resolve the issue, consider rolling back to a previous stable driver release using the for a clean downgrade. Check community forums for known stable drivers for CS2 and your specific GPU. A driver download page, left side highlighting a red latest driver, known issues reported alert. The right side shows an older, stable driver version highlighted in green with highly recommended. Stable performance notes, signifying a potential fix. Solution 19. Ensure proper power delivery to GPU. An unstable or insufficient power supply to your graphics card can manifest as rendering errors and visual corruption, especially during intensive gameplay. Verify that your power supply unit, PSU, meets the recommended wattage for your GPU and CPU. Ensure all necessary PCIe power cables are securely connected to your graphics card and the PSU. A chaotic computer case interior on the left, with loose power cables and a power supply unit showing red warning lights. On the right, a pristine, organized case with all GPU power cables securely connected, and the PSU indicating stable power delivery with green status lights. Solution 20. Check for game-specific bugs or hotfixes. Occasionally, visual issues like purple maps can stem from a temporary bug within CS2 itself, which Valve may address through hotfixes or patches. Consult the official CS2 news feeds, community forums, or the game's social media channels to see if other players are reporting similar issues and if a known workaround or an upcoming fix has been announced. Staying informed can save significant troubleshooting time. A game developer's bug tracker, left side showing a critical bug report titled Purple Maps and Missing Textures Widespread in red, indicating an unaddressed issue. The right side shows a patch notes screen with a green fixed map texture loading inconsistencies entry, signifying a successful resolution by the developers. Resolving purple maps and missing textures in CS2 requires a methodical approach, often involving system-level diagnostics and careful game configuration. By diligently working through these 20 deep technical solutions, you can systematically eliminate potential causes and restore your game to its intended visual fidelity. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more expert technical guides and troubleshooting tips.